A lot of things have happened during my I wouldn't say prolonged absence, but seeing that I've been off the grid for a couple of weeks, a lot have happened under my shadows, and the teacher is back. So everybody's supposed to get back in class and behave themselves. But when I haven't been doing a video for like almost 2 weeks, Manchester United has been doing some strenuous stuff. And I couldn't allow this result to pass me by, and I haven't allowed a video to go on by. I'm going to be doing this video podcast, not to do a lot of venting, just a little bit, just a little bit. Just give me this room of space, just to do a little bit venting. But yeah, man, Manchester United has been. I don't know if it is defeated or it's just rape, if you ask me, but I think it was actually a rape scene, particularly in the first half. Now, I didn't watch the game fully, but I saw the extended highlights, right? So I didn't see the full details of the match, but I'm just going based off the highlights. And seeing the score and the highlights is more than enough to justify that we're not ready to win the Premier League. Because see, here's the deal, man. It's not that we don't have the individuals, we don't have the personnel to do well to win the Premier League. We have the personnel to do well and win the Premier League. But it's the person behind the side, the person who is managing the side. At the end of the day, that is the person that is to be blamed for this result. Not you can say yes, some of the players are supposed to be, you know, blamed, but in the grand scheme of things, the person behind why the players are playing like that or the tactics is based on the manager himself. I don't know if you guys can hear that. My father is on a phone call. But you have to understand that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been given a lot of leeway. He's been excused. He knows in his head that this, if he was at Real Madrid and he lost 5-0 to Barcelona, that his head would have been taken up, particularly if this dude, well, he's not a nobody in terms of management. That means he has no high degree of influence when it comes down to other managers in the football realm. This dude is a PE teacher that was given the Manchester United job because he had a couple of months where he was actually given the false representation that he knew what he was doing in the particular situation that he was in with Manchester United at the time. And Manchester United was bought on the thought of this dude could lead Manchester United forward. But it's been after 3 years, almost on the verge of 4 years now. We haven't won any trophies. We haven't advanced, we haven't progressed. Yes, we have a director of football. Yes, we have improved players. The squad has improved. But as I've said multiple times, if there is not a driving force behind the side, then the side is not going to go anywhere. You could have a very good car, a very expensive, illustrious car. But if nobody's driving, the car is not going to go anywhere. The driver in the driving seat is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I don't know if he knows how to turn on the car. I don't know if he knows how a car works, but the side is not going anywhere, man. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, if we lost against Atalanta, if we lost against Villarreal at home in Champions League, and we lost to Liverpool, which we did, with those cumulative losses, Ole should have been like removed from the job. And it goes back to the mentality of the Manchester United board. We do not have a board that is strong enough to remove this player from management. Is either two things. Is either they don't have a person to replace him, which is questionable because, dude, it doesn't matter what business it is. If every department in a business, even if it's not, even if there's no vacant space, there's going to always take applications, because you know that our employee is going to mess up at some point. So with the footballing world or realm, that doesn't mean you should not be taking applications or seeking out managers to replace the already have manager. That's poor English on my end. That's poor. But given that we don't have a board that is very assertive like Chelsea or Real Madrid, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is getting away with a lot of stuff that he knows deep down he should have been sacked for. And that's why you're seeing my man smiling his ass off in post match interviews. Because he know that he's in this situation of comfortability. So nobody's going to move him from that situation. And that is very telling on the mentality of the board. Are we competing? Are we just how I should say this now? Are we competing or not? Just to keep things simple. Well, due to the signings that we have made, yes, you could say that we are competing, but again, if there is no driving force made behind the new signings, then the signings are just going to look average. Now, Varane didn't play yesterday, so I'm going to excuse him, but even then, our defense should be good enough to keep out Liverpool. I'm going to be giving a brief what I saw in the highlights of the match, because I played football in the morning, and so I couldn't watch the match. This is what I saw based on the highlights. Manchester United was off the ball in the first minutes of the game. That first goal basically set the precedence for the rest of the game. When the first goal was scored, Manchester United, the players of Manchester United head was dropped. You can't see the goal in the fourth minute of the game and in the 10th minute of the game. That's 2-0. You're behind at home, not away from home. You're at your own house, in your own stadium, in your own background, losing 2-0. The heads are already dropped. I could have seen that, and this is just in highlights. The players, McTominay looked uncomfortable when Liverpool was pressing him. Firmino got a chance that he should have put to bed, but my man, he had a lot of breakfast, so he didn't have any space to finish his dinner. So he couldn't finish it like that. And other players had chances. So another thing is this, man. We cannot be giving. I know this is we should be playing, attacking, quote unquote, attacking at home. But dude, when the opponent is Liverpool, dude, you cannot give Liverpool space to thrive and striving. Giving Liverpool space to thrive and striving is like handing the keys. I have to pause right there. Giving Liverpool space, that type of space, is like giving the keys to Dracula, or handing a machine gun to a well-veteran, seasoned assassin. You cannot be doing that. Liverpool will annihilate you, assassinate you, and humiliate you. That's what they did to United yesterday. And we saw, based on result, we saw the outcome of that. I mean, I can go down the list, man. Salah made Luke Shaw look average, man. And Luke Shaw was arguably the best left back in the league last season. Arguably probably the best in the world last season. And Salah just dusted him, man. Just, misplaced him. Just put him in a box and lock him up. And other players, they did their bits too. Arnold, Jota. It's funny how Mane wasn't starting, but let us bring this back to the perspective of Manchester United, because it's not a Liverpool supporting channel. Man United was off of the ball in the first minutes of the game. And like I just said, bro, and this is a strong opinion of mine, we cannot be playing attacking. Yes, we can play attacking at home, we should be, but there are certain situations where we have to be very moderate and we have to be very tactful. You cannot play attacking football against Liverpool at home, bro. You get trashed. You get smashed, you get trashed. How we annihilated Leeds United at home was the way same way Liverpool annihilated us yesterday. That's because they thrive on space that's given to them. When you decrease the space given to Liverpool, then they're not going to be very effective. Because Liverpool is a very pacey personified side. They thrive on pace. They're very pacey, they're very energetic, and they're very athletic. So they're going to be attacking United if there's any space that's given to them. And with that being said, that proved to be very costly and detrimental for Manchester United. Because Manchester United, yes, we have some players that are very fluid and attacking, but they're not as energetic or very strong physically as Liverpool players. They're just not. Again, Fred lost possession a few times. Fred played a few good passes into Ronaldo, but that went awry. There was no end product to that. So what am I trying to say here? Without getting into this lengthy eulogy of what happened yesterday. I am saying that if United lose 2 more games before December comes, before Christmas comes, then Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to be removed as manager for Manchester United. This dude has been given too much slack, has been given too much of a leeway for him to be allowed to be just losing games like that. No, I'm not saying it's 100% his fault, but I'm coming from the perspective of that. If you're going to say it's a player's fault, then bro, you cannot sell 11 to 18 players, man. Unfortunately, the man who is in charge of the players have to be called into question. His job will be called into jeopardy. His days as manager will be numbered, and he's going to be removed. You cannot remove 12 players or 18 players from a side. You can, but it's not going to change anything because you're going to still have the same management. So, in my opinion, and I've said this in a video I've done in June, giving 5 reasons why Ole needs to be sacked by Manchester United. When I did that video, I was not gung-ho on the fact that I wanted him to be removed officially. Because I'm a good person at heart. I like to give persons the benefit of the doubt at the end of the day. And I was giving him more of a leeway to excuse some of the poor performances that United has been given. But it's coming to a point where, at some point, that cord has to be cut loose. He needs to be removed. Because things are not going to get better if he stays here. We have seen it from the fans. A lot of fans, thousands of fans left the stadium. I've seen a few pictures, left the stadium by halftime. Now, you could argue that those are not real fans, but that is very telling on the manager himself. So you could say that the fans are pseudo fans or they're fake fans and they're not fans that will stick in it with, when it's thick and thin. I get that argument. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I get that. But at the same time, the fans, some of these fans travel far. Let me make this very clear. Not every fan is from the UK. Some fans live very far, and for them to make that investment on their part through financial, money and thing, just to get a ticket, get on a long time train, and come to the stadium to watch this poor performance is they're not going to take that, so they're just going to go home. So I could understand that as well. But again, man, you could hear the boos. You could hear the frustration at halftime. Something's on my lip, hold on. You could hear the frustration from the fans. Again, bro, this type of thing is not new to me. I've been around the block a few times, so this is not nothing new under the sun for me. I've seen a few stuff like this before, so this is not something that has caught me off guard. I'm used to it right now. So me seeing Liverpool Like someone was telling me that Liverpool was beating United by 3 goals at the time. I didn't believe. I said it was a lie, man. I mean, at halftime, before halftime, and it's not halftime as yet. I didn't believe that. Because I know, Manchester United being Manchester United. I mean, you're not going to make your long-standing rivals leader by 3-0, and it's not even the 45th minute yet. So I was very surprised when I heard about the scoreline. But I was surprised at the same time because United has lacked consistency consistently, right? They have been consistently inconsistent. You don't know where they stand in some games. And in one game, they play very good. In the other game, they're lukewarm. So they're very wishy-washy. They're not consistent. And yeah, man. So at the end of the day, man, the head that we have to sever if you want to go down that road is the head of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Because again, you cannot sever 11 heads. You just can't do that. So unfortunately, it may seem unjust, but at the end of the day, the manager has to be executed. Figuratively speaking, I'm not talking about literal. This is not the 60s. So at the end of the day, man, if in my opinion, if we lose 2 more matches in the Premier League, we have to remove Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as manager. I get that. Yes, he represents Manchester United. He used to play for Manchester United, and he used to be good back in the day. But we have to separate feelings and emotions from rational choices. We have to remove what is good for the club and what is good for us. I get that some of you guys are very subjective and you're one-minded in terms of your opinion on the manager about giving him time, but at the same time, you cannot be clouded by what is in front of you. You know what's in front of you. You're seeing what's in front of you. You're seeing results. What's in front of you. Your eyes are not lying to you. So this is very telling on where these side squad are. Let me say this, and then I move to other stuff. I don't want this to be lengthier than 30 minutes. Man, this is something I need to say, man. I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows how to manage this big squad. I really don't think so. I don't think he has the personality. I don't think he has that type of influence to manage this big squad full of egos, full of different personalities, different characters. I don't think he knows how to juggle that kettle of fish. I don't think he's that type of person. So, personally for me, like I said, man, I'm a good person at heart. I'm going to give him a few more games to turn this thing around for him. And it's going to take a few more games to turn it around for him. But I don't think he has the capabilities to manage this big squad. I just don't think so. I don't think the players are listening to him in training. The person that trains the players, they listen to them because they're training the players. But in terms of like Ole, I don't think he has that degree of influence over the squad. I just don't think so, and he can show on the pitch. When the game is playing, this dude is chopping his tent sitting down. When this dude should be ramping on the sideline, dictating the orders on the field. While there are other managers on the sideline of the field telling their players what to do and where to go and all. This dude is chopping his tent sitting down like he's a king. I just don't think he has that I just don't. When someone just has that fear factor, that X factor, say, this is the dude I want to manage my squad. You might not know how to explain, but you just know that he has it like that. That is the factor that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is lacking. That's the factor that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is lacking. And to allow your rivals to come at your to your stadium, in your backyard, at your playground, to play you off the park, to annihilate you, to humiliate you, to attack you, to maul you like a hungry dog, is very embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. I felt embarrassed yesterday. I felt embarrassed yesterday. Not only because of the result itself, but what I saw from the fans in the stadium and what I saw on the pitch. It was very appalling. Just like, not to get lengthy because I want to have other stuff to talk about in terms of like, there's a certain manager that is being linked to Manchester United in the latest 24 to 48 hours, and I want to discuss that briefly. So, hold on. 53% my phone is at. So, yes, man, I'm basically finished with my venting, but it's a wake up call because a lot of persons thought that we would have been balling the league because we beat Leeds United 5-0 at home. Dude, I told already, bro. Leeds United have no sense. They have no common sense, man. They're still going to play the same way they have played ever since. They're the type of side to trash a side, but to more so get trashed by a side. Is me so. Leeds United, because they're stubborn. They're going to stick to their style of play of giving space to the opposition. That's the reason why United did what they did in the first game of the season. That's why Pogba got 4 assists in that game. Pogba hasn't done that before. He's gotten a couple assists in other games, but to get 4 assists just like that, man, no, man. So yeah, that was a very disappointing performance. Very disappointing. Now, let's move on to positive stuff, right? Not Conte. United could land this world class manager next. I wonder who is that. Let me check this piece of news, because as far as I'm concerned, the only world class manager. Oh, Zidane. I should have known. Man, Zidane has been off the grid for a good bit, man. I haven't remembered about Zidane. I guess when you're out of a job, most persons won't remember you, right? So basically, it says here from the Spanish outlet Marca that the Frenchman is attracting interest from clubs, and one of them, of course, is Manchester United. Now, my take on Zidane is that Zidane he's a accomplished manager in terms of what he has achieved at a club level. As a player, he's won the World Cup. He was on the verge of winning another World Cup, but my man got sent off due to poor temperament. He's won a couple of Champions Leagues as a manager, and one time I think as a player in 2002. Give me a second. There you go. Someone was trying to interrupt me with some Jamaican music. Yeah, so Zidane is very well accomplished and well endowed when it comes on to credentials as a player and as a manager. Now, given his CV, of course, he's going to get the green light to be managing Manchester United because he has a degree of influence. He's been through the fire, and he's shown why he's the right choice to be managing Manchester United. The players at Manchester United would respect Zidane. That's what they did to Real Madrid. Not any given player can just come to Real Madrid in the Real Madrid training ground and dressing room and manage the Real Madrid players. We have seen that with Rafa Benitez. We cannot say that Rafa Benitez is a bad manager because he's obviously still doing something with Everton and as with other clubs in the past. But he didn't have the degree of influence or say so on how to control the dressing room. He wasn't respected like that. Having an individual candidate like Zidane himself is going to automatically, might give a few seconds, but automatically he's going to get a respect from the United players. Because most of them remembered what Zidane was like as a player. Paul Pogba. Person saying that Pogba is the black version of Zidane. Pogba knows that if Zidane comes in, he's going to make Pogba the main man. Because Pogba embodies what Zidane was as a player back in the day. The way how you're seeing Pogba play, yes, Zidane was more flashy, more flamboyant, but at the same particular time, he embodies in terms of the style of play what Zidane used to do as a player back in the day. So of course he's going to get the respect just like that. Sancho, I'm pretty sure he's what Zidane. Ronaldo, he's played against Zidane. He's played as a player for Zidane, so he's going to get a respect off the bat. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that with Zidane coming to United, man, we're going to get the ball rolling, but it's not going to be an overnight. It's going to be an ongoing process thing. All right. So with Zidane coming in, he's going to get that that degree of respect just like that. Of course, it's not going to be easy to get Zidane because, like, as it's mentioned in the article, Zidane is well sought after. He's a hot prospect, so it's going to take him a few dollars. I guess you have to be the best bidder to get him because, like I've mentioned, other clubs are in for his services. So it's going to take some doing for Manchester United to actually land. I mean, Manchester United has gotten back their prodigal son, so I guess everything is possible, right, in the eyes of Manchester United. But this is a manager that can come in and he can change things. Like I said, it's going to be an ongoing thing, but he's going to change how the self plays, man. And I mean, in terms of money from the Premier League, yeah, the Premier League is going. I mean, the Premier League is the most watched league on the planet, man. Everybody knows this, so this is not new. This is not new. But to have another character like Zidane come in the Premier League to join Pep Guardiola, to join Jurgen Klopp, to join Thomas Tuchel, to join Mikel Arteta, to join the Tottenham manager, it's going to be a very well watched league as it is already, but it's going to bolster the rating view, and yeah man, so to have Zidane back is going to be very good. Now, Antonio Conte. Now, this is where I have to get. This is where I have to I have to say this. And this is not me getting into negativity, but I have to say this. When Antonio Conte was at Chelsea, and Chelsea won the league with Antonio Conte. In his second season, Antonio Conte was having struggles with some individual players of the Chelsea squad. And this, in return, had a negative impact on the performance on the pitch. Because if you don't have the dressing room by your side, then the dressing room, which is full of the players, when those players are playing, they're not going to acquiesce to what you want on the pitch. So they're not going to be 100 with what you want from them. And yes, I've heard United fans saying, yeah man, we don't want Antonio Conte nowhere near Manchester United. He's too defensive. He has that Italian, Italian formation. That's not going to work at Manchester United. Manchester United is all about that 4-4-2 or that 4-2-3-1 or that 4-3-3. So there is no need to have Antonio Conte as our manager. Person were saying this 3 years ago, and to show you how wishy-washy some fans can be. Today, and even before this season started, fans are saying, yes, we want Antonio Conte. We want Antonio Conte. He's the best candidate that can come in and have a say so. See, bro, you guys are all over the place, man. You guys don't want Antonio Conte. But you guys want Antonio Conte now because he's available. And because he's won you could say the Italian version of the Premier League with Inter Milan in Serie A, but they won the Serie A. You guys need to be I'm not saying that, your opinion can change over time, but at the same time, you cannot be wishy-washy. You cannot be speaking from both sides of your mouth. If you're going to say this dude is not going to be an effective manager in the long run, and you're saying, you know what, actually, he has a good credential, record. We actually want him to be Manchester United's the 30-minute mark, the 30th minute mark, the 30th 30th minute mark as manager. Then man, you guys are all over the place. But anyway, this is what it had to say about Antonio Conte coming to Manchester United. So I guess I was wrong when I said that Manchester United doesn't have a few standbys to be managing Manchester United, but at the same time, one of those managers have to say, okay, I'll manage your squad. It's not like they are obligated to manage the squad just because they are scouted by Manchester United. No, they have a say so to say yes or no whether they want to manage the club or not. Is me so. So based on Antonio Conte, it says here that Antonio Conte say yes to Man United job with decisive factor explained after talks held. As you guys know, in the summer, Antonio Conte rejected an offer from Tottenham. And I guess terms were not on the same page with Antonio Conte, so he said, you know what, screw it, I don't want to manage you as a club. So he took in the high ground, and he wanted to stick around to find out if there are other clubs that would want his services as a manager. So Antonio Conte at this moment in time is a hot prospect. Him and Zidane is hot prospect for managing Manchester United. This is my take. Antonio Conte has done well as a manager. We already know this. But there's this thing in my head that tells me that if things don't go well, then it can go horribly bad. And we have seen that with Mourinho. Again, when it comes on to Antonio Conte and Mourinho, I don't think their mentality is short of each other. I think their mentality is the same. They're both winners, they're both competitive, they're both aggressive, and they're both winners. Right? And when he comes in, this dude is not going to take foolishness. Same thing with Mourinho, he's not going to take foolishness. And because of this approach, this traditional, no nonsense, old school approach, some of the players are not going to benefit under his reign. Some of the players are not going to benefit from his self-play. Some of the players are not going to benefit from his approach on the side. Some players are going to, of course, benefit. Some of the players are going to profit from that style of play. But there's going to be a percentage of players that is not going to be feeling that. And this is the reason why I want to take Zidane into the picture, because Zidane, for all practical purposes, everybody wants to be aligned with Zidane. Everybody loves Zidane, right? Even the Italians that probably mocked Zidane when Zidane got red card against Italy all those years ago. They love Zidane. So with Zidane coming into the picture, everybody's going to be on the same wavelength when it comes on to the style of play. With Antonio Conte coming with a 3-4-3, which defenders do we have that benefit? Well, Phil Jones to his defense, Phil Jones can actually play in a 3. You see me? He can actually play in a 3. Eric Bailly, he can play in a 3, but Eric Bailly should not be playing as the middleman in a 3. He should be playing as a right centre back with Harry Maguire or Varane as the centre back, because he's more level-headed. He's calm, he's composed, he's poised. So we don't want no Eric Bailly that is hot-headed. He's just a hot ramen noodle soup. We don't want him as a centre back in the centre of the back. We want him, but he's not going to play anyway because he's always injured. But in terms of the self-play, Zidane is the best option. Leave your comments down below in terms of who you would like to manage Manchester United between Zidane and Conte. If it's Zidane, Put in the comment section below you would like Zidane to be the manager or the next manager for Manchester United. If it's Antonio Conte, put I would like Antonio Conte to be Manchester United's next manager. And give a reason, be specific, give a reason. I want to know what you guys think about this both approaches. Because both of their approaches are different, as with other managers. Comments down below, like and subscribe to the channel. Yeah man, that result man, that really I can't come on for that result man. That result sometimes you're just angry but you're just not angry. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but sometimes you're just angry but you're just not angry. You're just like me. It does not really have a bother to me. At the same time, you just don't approve of it, but you're just not taken away by it. But anyway, I'm going to show it to you guys in the next video podcast. I believe I'll be doing a preview for the next match. So stick out for that one, and I'll show it to you guys in the next video podcast. Like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.